Hello and welcome to another episode of JavaScript 101. I realized in some of the previous tutorials I'd jumped ahead a little bit and I'd started to do some simple mathematics, some arithmetic, without explaining how to use the four operators: add, subtract, multiply, divide. So in this tutorial I'm going to go back and fill in those gaps and give you a couple of little bonuses as well. So let's jump straight into it. I'm already in my JavaScript file. I've already got the website running on the right. So let's do it. I'm going to start with just two numbers that I can then do those four operators on. So two numbers that I can add, subtract, multiply, and divide. So I'll call them x and y. X will make equal to 12 and y will make equal to 4. So they're the two numbers that we can use because they multiply, divide, and things really well. So to add two numbers together, it's very simple. So I'm going to make a new variable. I'm going to call this one add because it's where I'm going to add the two numbers together. And to add x and y, I simply say x plus y. Not exactly rocket science. The plus symbol is how, the addition symbol is how you add two numbers together. Let's use our usual alert box to show us that. So we want add in there. Semicolon at the end of each line. Let's save, let's refresh and run the script. And we've got 16 because x plus y, that is 12 plus 4, adds up to 16. In fact, I'm going to keep that there and we'll say addition. So now it will tell us the addition is that. Now let's have a go at subtracting them. Hopefully you can guess what to do. Var subtract, so a new variable, this time we call it subtract, and we want it to be x take away y, x minus y. So it's x, and then you use the dash symbol with the subtraction symbol, y, and oops, no, that's right. I'm going to add a new line where I will tell us this, where subtraction is subtract. Okay, so it will tell us this is a subtraction and this is the result of that. Save it, refresh, run. The addition adds up to 16. 12 plus 4 is 16. 12 take away 4 equals 8, and that's what it's telling us there. Okay, pretty straightforward so far. There are two symbols that you're probably not familiar with unless you've done coding before, and that's for the multiply and division symbol. If you look at your keyboard, you don't have a multiply symbol. Sometimes you might use X to look like that, but that's the letter X, that's just confusing. And there's no divide symbol. So to do these two, we use different symbols. So we'll call this one multiply. We want to multiply x by y, so it's x. And I did explain in a previous tutorial, we use the asterisk symbol. The little star that on most keyboards is Shift 8, depending on where in the world you are, but usually it's above the 8, to do an asterisk, the little star, y. And let's again put in the alert. So this is multiplication plus multiply. So 12 times 4 is 48 if my grade 4 times tables serve me correctly. I've saved, I've refreshed, let's run it. And it should tell us 16 is them added up, subtracted it's 8, multiplied it's 48. So that's working. Last one of the four basic operators, division. So x. Now to divide, we use the slash, the one that's shift and then question mark. Oh, sorry, no shift, just next to the question mark. So slash is what we use for division. And if you think about it, it looks a bit like the fraction symbol. So that's why I think they chose that slash as the division symbol. So alert division plus division. So 12 divided by 4 should be 3. I think I saved, refresh, run the script. Addition is 16, subtraction is 8, multiplication is 48, and we should get 3. Yay, we did. Okay, so that's how that works. I'm going to show you two little bonus things now because there's some other things we can do with maths that come up a lot and are really useful. So with the four operators down pat, that's your real basics, but two extra bits that I think you'll find really helpful as you do your own projects. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to actually get rid of all this, but I like to keep it as a reference. I haven't explained before, but you can comment out stuff so that what that means, the computer does, pardon me, the computer realizes that it's not code. It sees it as a comment. So like I might want to put in a comment here and say for operations. These two slashes have made this line go green, and now the computer doesn't think that that's code. It thinks, it realizes that it's just a comment that I've added. And that's really useful when I want to come back to something, I want to remember what it is, or if I'm sharing my code with someone else, you use those to communicate with other coders so they can work out what the heck's going on as your code gets increasingly complex. So with that, the program will just skip over that line because it's a comment. If I left it out, I think I'd get an error. Let's see what happens. I'll save that. You can see it's underlined in red. It doesn't like it. I'll refresh, and if I run, nothing happens because it's like I've got these random words in the middle of this code. I don't know what to do with it, and so it crashes. But if I comment them out, it will now run fine because it skips that line. I can also comment out a whole section. The two slashes are how I comment out one line. I can comment out a whole section by doing one slash and then an asterisk, and then at the end of the section, another asterisk and the slash. So now all of that's gone green. I like to do that sometimes if I think I might want to bring some code back in. I can just hide it from the computer basically, but still have it accessible. Anyway, that was a big tangent, so I've just commented that out. You should do the same if you're following along. And now I'm going to show you this other really cool thing. There's one more operator called the modulus. I hadn't heard of that either. It's basically to calculate the remainder of a number. So let's say, so I'll call it, let's call it remainder. So I've got a new remainder here. I've got a variable called remainder. And I want to know if I divide, let's make it simple, if I divide 32 by 10, what's the remainder? What's left over? Now, hopefully you realize that, what did I say, 32? Hopefully you realize 10 will go into 32 3 times, and there'll be 2 left over. So let's see how we do that. So 32 divided by 10, but we don't want to know what the division is. We want to know what's left over. So we use a different symbol, and for some reason they chose the percentage sign. So what this is actually saying is 32 divided by 10, give me the remainder. Let's save it. Oh, and we'll need to do alert. I won't bother. That's lazy. I'm going to do it properly. I'm going to say modulus, or remainder, and then we get the remainder. So let's save that. Let's refresh. Let's run our script. And there it is. The remainder is 2. Now, in that particular example, it was pretty easy. Let's just have a look again. Let's make it 38 this time. Save, refresh, run. Now it leaves 8 is left over. But if we go all the way up to 40, what remainder is left now? How many times does 10 go into 40? It goes in 4 times with no remainder. Run the script. Oops, I forgot to refresh. Run the script, and now there's nothing left over. An example, you use this all the time in coding, a sort of real world example is, let's say I was running a special program at school and I had 58 students involved. I've got 58 students involved and I want them to be in groups of 6. My maths isn't good enough. I can't work out, if I've got groups of 6, how many kids will be left over not in a group if I have to have groups of 6. So we could do that, 58 divided by 6, so how many groups of 6 will fit into 58? Save that, refresh, run the script. I get 4 left over, so I think it's 6 times, oh gosh, my maths really isn't that good, 6 times 9. So I'll have 9 groups, but there'll be 4 students who aren't in a group. They'll be left over. That's the sort of real-world application where you want to see, okay, I've got this much, how much is left over? That's where you might use the modulus. I'm going to move that down because I'm going to show you one last really cool thing. I'm going to move that down Control X. I'll put it at the bottom inside this commented section so I don't lose it. I can come back to it for reference, but it's not going to be in my code. The last thing I want to show you is random numbers. We want to calculate random numbers all the time, and some of the projects I'm going to give you will require it very soon. So let's have a go at calculating a random number. So we've got var, and I'll just call it random. This time we're not using an operator, we're actually going to call a function. We've done this before when we run alert, that's a function. We've done it up here where we've created our own function. It's a set of instructions that the code recognizes and can use. So it's, in this particular case, it's someone else has done a whole bunch of work to get it working for us, and we can just do one line of code and it will run. So I want to calculate, I want this random number, and to do that I put in a capital M for math, and there's a whole lot of math functions that we can use. One of the ones I use all the time, dot random, and then because it's a function, we always have two brackets at the end, parentheses or brackets at the end. So now I've got a variable number called random. It will calculate a number between 0 and 1, so a decimal number between 0 and 1. Let's check that out. So alert, I'm just going to say, this time I will just write random. I'm going to save, refresh over here, and let's run the script. And we get this random number, 0.2. Okay, let's run it again. 0.48, run it again. 0.87. We've got a random number. We can do things like, let's say we wanted to simulate a dice roll. We could say random times 6, right? Most standard dice have 6 sides. And now when I refresh and run the script, 3. Roll the dice, I've got 2. There's other ways to cut off the decimals at the end. That's getting a little bit more advanced, so I'm not going to explain that here, but if you just look at the integer, the whole number, 5. 5 again, 2, okay, every time we're getting a number between 1 and 6, and that's like, okay, so I just said, and as I said it, I thought, I'm not sure if that's right. We're actually not getting a number between 1 and 6. We're getting a number between 0 and 5. You can work out why that is. But nonetheless, we could use that to simulate a dice roll, especially if we said +1, that would solve that. But we'll leave that there. Random numbers can be really useful when for a whole bunch of applications, and now you know how to calculate random numbers. So have a go at applying the operators in the project that I give you. They're very useful. Maths comes into programming all the time. Happy coding!